What's up, everybody? I'm Brian, and welcome to my channel. And today we're going to talk about this Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops Serrated Edition. So I like the Smith & Wesson brand because, first of all, as you guys know, they do make guns. So it's weird because you expect their knives to be on point like their guns, like tight tolerances, but it's their knife world, not so much. They're on the budget side of the knives. But what I love about Smith & Wesson is I think you can't get a better value for the amount of money you pay. And this is the best example of that. This is the Extreme Op edition of Smith & Wesson 3 and this particular model is SWA24S, S for serration, obviously. And it looks very tactical, very practical, and I think ideally sized. 3.1 inch, overall 7.1 inches. And I think this is the ideal and perfect size, as I mentioned, because it's more like the 13-inch MacBook. You know, if I can make a geeky comparison, it's like a 13-inch MacBook. It's not as large as a 15-inch, not as small as a 11-inch. So you have more screen real estate than the 11-inch, but more portability than the 15-inch. So it's like right there in the middle and ideal for everybody to carry and use. And this particular knife is $12. I think it's $15 in some places, but I bought it for $12. And there are places you can get it probably for $12 in your area. It is a 7 CR17 MOV steel and the aluminum handle, and it does have a little grippy area here for the thumbs, which is kind of neat. It has a serration. It is a tactical black, and as far as a knife goes, this has it all. And I think it has the performance. It's pretty awesome. It flicks. I think the action is pretty well, but since it's a 12, here's a rule of thumb for $12 knives though. You can't expect really, really good action when you first take it out. Or you can expect the same action on all of the models. You might have to adjust yours because it's a $12 knife. They're not going to have tolerances. The thing about this flipper now is it doesn't go all the way. So you are expected to complete it with a thumb, which is not a bad thing. A lot of knives do that. However, in this particular one, I like that with a simple flick, you could just use the flipper. You know, with a simple flick, you can actually just flipper is no problem. Thumb action is no problem. And that snap, like seriously, like it works so well for a $12 knife. And I know there's a lot of like people out there that say like, oh, for this price, you will never find a better knife, right? And I try to be careful when I claim something like that, but I want to challenge you guys because I want to know on a personal level, is there a knife all around better knife than this guy? For $12. I know there are knives that are better at one thing for $12. For example, I have a Kershaw over there that's $12 and it has a ginormous pry tip, and I thought that was pretty cool. But for $12, is there a better knife all around? Again, I think I could take this camping. I think I could use it as a letter opener. I could use it as utility. I could keep it around somewhere. It's small enough to keep around somewhere, big enough to keep around somewhere. This guy has the thumb grip. It has a pretty cool, it looks like vent holes, you know. You can actually see through it. It has jimping here. It has jimping on the index. It has actually jimping on the blade itself. And it has the micro serration, so it's not just serration, it has micro like toothy serration as well. And on a tactical knife, you do want the serration preferably. It's not everyone's taste, I know, but if you want, I think in a tactical situation, the pendulum swings a little to the side of the serration versus non-serration. The black coating obviously is not the highest quality coating. I already had to Sharpie certain areas, just for the sake of, I don't know, the aluminum is kind of a I don't know why, but it's a fairly ugly aluminum for me, like especially back here on the liners. So it seems to have a solid liner here. It's a line lock. It's about 50%. Yeah. It's a very, very, mine is slightly to the left, but fairly centered nonetheless. It's, as far as the knife goes, there's no complaint here. It's a performer. It's a slicer. It cuts through rope. I mean, it's an amazing knife. So I think this is the perfect knife for anybody that wants just to carry a cheap knife. I mean, that's very, very usable. It's just that good for me. Especially if you want your children, their like first real knife, if you will, and not a Victorinox. Not that Victorinox is not a real knife, I'm sorry, but the real, like, the traditional pocket knife looking knife that you can take on a trip somewhere. This one will definitely do, because I think I can use this camping. I can use it as a letter opener. I could use it as just about anything, I think. Cut boxes open, cut food, do all that kind of stuff without any worry about like, oh, I'm going to destroy a nice knife. It's as functional as some of the other knives. I think if someone removed this logo and all that and just gave me like a prototype of this thing exactly, if someone removed the logo and then gave me this knife, exactly as this is, as like a prototype or something, I would have thought like, and they told me it was a $30 knife, I would probably believe them. Maybe a better quality steel for $30, but like, I would still believe them. $40, I might complain a couple of things here and there. I'm like, why isn't it this type of, steel, or why isn't it like this? Why I expected better this, but for $12, I think you get a very much a $30 knife level performance. Yeah, I want to know, is there a knife that is better than this for $12? Especially because, guess what? This guy here comes with a lifetime warranty for $12. So if something goes wrong, you just turn it in. Obviously, you can't break the knife, like, like abusing the knife. But if it did break on its own, right, you can send it to Smith & Wesson, and they'll either repair it or send you a new one, which is pretty, it's confident. Mine doesn't have any blade play here. And even if there was a little bit of blade play, I'd probably tighten it a little bit with a little, I probably take care of I probably tune it up a little bit to my liking. One odd thing I will mention, and I know I'm nitpicking here, is they advertise this as ambidextrous thumb grip, which is true. The thumb grip is on both sides, but what's really weird is the knife would be completely ambidextrous if you could remove the pocket clip and put it on the other side, but you can't. So it's sort of ambidextrous, but not really. It's, unless you are the kind of person that likes to, remove the pocket clip and have no pocket clip, I don't see how that's an advertising point at all, because I imagine, I'm right-handed. So if you were left-handed, that this clip will always get in the way, yeah. So that's just kind of weird. But there you have it. This is the Smith & Wesson Extreme Op, the SWA24S edition. I think there is a fine edge edition, but I think it's a different model. I think it's like 25 or something and slightly longer. I haven't really tried that. But guys, this is an amazing knife that I recommend for $12. I mean, come on. I could not recommend a knife that works at $12 and works well. So, yeah. So, I would love to hear your comments about this, especially if you own one. How do you like it? Is your variation kind of weird? Because there has to be a variation at this price range from knife to knife to knife. So, I like to hear your thoughts on it. Please leave a comment, non-offensive comment, please. Let me know if you guys have any ideas on improving my channel videos, because, I'm just doing this because I'm locked down and I'm at home, and I always wanted to try this, so I'm giving it a try. And I'd like to make, obviously, content that's not just white noise. I would love to contribute to the knife community in some way. So please, I'm open to ideas. Please leave a comment, and see you guys next time as I talk about my next knife.